John, get anyone look at yourself. Pictures up there.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Much for coming out this evening or this afternoon to celebrate Lorraine K's career and her going into retirement. My name is Louis Bertani, if you don't know, and my friend here, Dimo Biazzi. We're the co-hosts for this afternoon. First things first. First things first, we're going to invite Lorraine to come up here for a second. What? Oh, jeez. It is.
Ready?
Oh my God. I wouldn't trust those two.
For the rest of the evening, you're going to have to don this sash.
Yes!
Nice sash.
Okay, I guess.
Wear it with pride, Lord.
Yes. How's it look?
Beautiful.
Miss Environment Canada.
To give you a little bit of history, back in early October, I received a phone call from Dimo, and he said, "Dude, Lorraine's retiring next month. Do you want to put together a retirement party for her?" And without hesitation, I responded, "Dude, of course." So shortly after that, we had lunch with Lorraine, and we pitched the idea to her. And without hesitation, she graciously accepted our offer to put on this party for her. And we were quite surprised because we thought she'd have to be talked into it. So after we asked her a few basic questions to get some simple information, like, when would you like the party, where would you like to have it, who would you like to have invited. Once we sought answers to those few questions, we did not seek any permission after that. So hopefully by the end of today, she will not regret allowing us to throw her this party. And Lorraine, by the way, we're only just getting started. For Dimo and me, we are deeply privileged to be befriended by someone like Lorraine. She's like a sister to us, and it's an honor for us to throw this party together for her. When Dimo and I started tossing around some ideas, we basically had two goals for today. One was to give Lorraine the best retirement party we can possibly give her. And secondly, at the end of the evening, leave her speechless. And as they say on Seinfeld, she will be without speech. She will have no speech. One idea that we had for today was actually to roast Lorraine. And this would not be a sanitized roast that you might find on the A&E channel, but a full-blown Comedy Central type roast with all the profanity and stuff like that. But then we thought that might be a bit too much for her, and we certainly didn't want to take responsibility for traumatizing her as she goes into retirement. So instead, there might be some light roasts. So we decided to do something a little safer, and instead we decided to incorporate some of the love that Lorraine has for various aspects of entertainment into this evening's festivities. As you can see, she's a big fan of the Beatles. So we have a couple posters here. She's a big fan of The Simpsons. And we even invited the Beatles to come over to join us in today's celebration. And imagine the the look on Lorraine's face if all 4 Beatles showed up. For John and George, we can understand why they wouldn't show up today. For Paul, well, he's busy, so we can understand. But for Ringo, what exactly does that guy have to do? It's not like he's touring with the Traveling Wilburys or anything. So, and I told Demo we should have invited Pete Best instead. We knew he would have showed up. I'm sure you guys know who Pete Best is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I'll just pass this over to Demo, and he'll take over.
So, one thing to say. Hello and welcome to Lorraine Keeley's retirement party, or as they say in Yiddish, Menashevitz. We're going to have a really good time tonight, I promise. Lorraine, this has been a real labor of love for me and Louis putting this together for you, and we hope you approve, or at least recommend. Looking at the crowd, Lorraine, it's obvious you're well loved and in this building, and there's many who contributed to the party but couldn't be here tonight. You could say Lorraine has been here a long, long time. How long, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. When she got her first ID, they had to use a painter and a sculptor. They had to chisel the thing in stone, They had to wear it around her neck. It's all so heavy for her. Thank God for plastic, eh, Lorraine?
Yeah.
On her second day on the job, Lorraine was taught the financial coding block. The thing is, back then, it had Roman numerals in it. That's how long ago that was. I mean, one of the authority codes was I. It's well known that Lorraine exercised at lunch, and so I wanted to start a petition to have the exercise room named in her honor. But because since she was a frequent user, she could have had a points card even. But I was talking to Bill and Lorraine earlier, and now that they're both retired, they want to go by new names. And you want to know what they are?
Yeah.
The Situation and Snooki. That's what they want to be known as now. Well, the Situation. What you got to do? You need to do sit-ups, Bill. You've been slipping a bit. And everyone knows who they are. So I guess we'll have to name the exercise room the Snooki Room. And we'll call you for the ribbon cutting, Lorraine.
Thank you.
When it comes to lunch, Lorraine loves her rice.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she has had more rice than Uncle Ben and Condoleezza combined. I mean, she's mixed it, poured it, mashed it, liquefied it, stirred it. I mean, the only thing she hasn't done is wear it. Oh, hold on. I think she's done that too.
You wear it on yourself.
Is Lorraine looking forward to retirement? Does Donald Trump have bad hair? Is Oprah rich? Is the building parking lot crowded? Yeah, she's looking forward to retirement. Lorraine, I just want to say you're a dear friend, and I wish you a long, happy, and healthy retirement. We're all going to miss you very much, and the building won't be the same without you. We'll see you tomorrow, because I know you're coming in. All the best, Laura.
Good one, Joe.
Okay, so we got some really wonderful things lined up for you this evening. We got some good food, some good drinks. We have some great speakers, and obviously we have a little bit of live entertainment later, all the way from Burlington. And to start things off, we have a little video production or video presentation. Another one of Lorraine's loves is Seinfeld. So with a show, or for a show about nothing, it has very juicy nuggets of scenes that we've pieced together to help describe or help animate Lorraine's career here at Environment Canada.
Anyone want to make any bets on when they'll have it fixed?
Typical technical stuff, eh? Always works until you want it to work. And it's always the sound system that screws up, because it all depends on what sort of dosage.
Have you were enjoying it so far?
Great.
You are enjoying it so far, I
36
hope.
years at Environment Canada. That's pretty impressive, eh?
That it is.
What did she do here?
Pardon?
What did she do here? Checked out the environment.
Or at least she helped someone else do that.
Where's Heather working now?
In research. Yeah. Working with Don McIver.
Okay.
Who do we have here?
What do we have here?
How are you?
Just great. How are you?
I'm Sean.
Hi, Sean.
Nice
I'm
to meet
Jim.
you.
I was saying you're a Jim.
Did you enjoy-
Just about to say, how is Mr. McCullough?
I'm Jim.
I know Mr. McCullough. How are you? So nice.
Okay, moving on. Are we enjoying the show so far at this table?
Yes,
Manuel?
sir.
Whoa.
Yes, sir. I'm enjoying
Oh
everything
man,
right now.
that's not nice. Feedback.
Hey, how is everything?
How's everything? Temperamental.
Oh, more dangerous than I am.
Hey?
That's beautiful.
It sure is, yeah. Eric doesn't want me to film him.
Okay, I think we got it.
Go on. We're going to show it now.
I know. Anyways, so Lorraine started her glamorous career here at Environment Canada back in November of 1974. Very enthusiastic to make her employer's dreams come true.
God.
Dean Jones, you wanted to talk to me.
I've been reviewing Darren's internship journal. Doing laundry. Mending chicken wire. High tea with a Mr. Newman.
Well, it all sounds pretty glamorous, but it's business as usual at Craymerica.
As far as I can tell, your entire enterprise is little more than a solitary man with a messy apartment which may or may not contain a chicken.
She started off as a typist in the material management area, working for Lloyd Judd and Marion Sedgwick. Her first day on the job may have looked a little like this, with Lorraine working feverishly at her typewriter.
Hi, I'm Murphy Brown. You must be my new secretary.
Good morning, Miss Brown.
And you are?
I'm Stephen Snell.
Snell. Well, hello, Mr. Snell.
Steve.
Are you familiar with this computer system?
Oh, I'm familiar with this.
Stephen Snell, I know people. I have a very good feeling about you.
Oh, I love the hair.
Lorraine looked like that back then. During Lorraine's first year at Environment Canada, she worked in the material management area in human resources as a stenographer for Avolep, and then as a receptionist, in human resources as well. Then back to material management as a secretary, again working for Lloyd and Marion. She must have been good at what she did, you know, so why else would she have bounced around between 4 jobs within the first 12 months of her career at Environment Canada? The only explanation I can think of was that she got distracted by a young, handsome man, perhaps a fellow Environment Canada employee. I wasn't talking about you, Bill. One male employee did in fact notice the striking Lorraine Shore. Just a couple months after Lorraine started working at Environment Canada, she was approached by this man.
Who's that?
Was that Uncle Ross?
At this point,
Was that
I
Uncle
just
Ross?
want to digress from Lorraine's career
Wow.
and talk about Lorraine and Bill. Lorraine had been approached, or has been approached, or was approached by many guys in her youth. But none of them was the one, except for Bill, but she didn't know it at the time. Not wanting to break any hearts, she had a practice of giving out fake phone numbers. And this practice went on for quite some time. I didn't receive a fake phone number, but that's what I've been told. I was only in grade 4 at that time. When Bill and Lorraine first met, it was actually at the bus stop outside this building. It wasn't quite love at first sight, at least for Lorraine anyways. In fact, she was a little reluctant to go out with Bill.
This is like Studio 54 with a menorah.
It's more just kosher cocktail French.
Oh, I got Denim Vest checking me out. I have fake phone numbers coming out tonight.
Are you just getting fake? That's neat.
No, please, Denim Vest. He's smoothing it. Nice vest. I like the big metal buttons.
They're snaps. Listen, maybe we should go out sometime?
Why don't I give you my phone number? So anyway, I've been giving out your phone number as my standard fake.
So, you're Elaine Bennis. We've been getting calls for you for 5 years.
Listen, when this guy calls, if you could just give him my real number.
Hey, Charlie, guess who's here? Elaine Bennis. Elaine Bennis? You make a lot of man friends. You know who's a man? Charlie here. He's a man. You know who else? Me? I'm a man. I'm a man. I'll have this best guy call your real number. You just give it to me, and that way I'll have it.
My number? Okay. And, tell you what, put a sawbuck on Captain Nemo and the Third of Belmont.
I'm not sure if Lorraine used to bet on the horses back then. Anyways, even Bill was a victim of Lorraine's fake phone number scheme. Perhaps it had to do with his sense of fashion at that time. But Bill persisted on winning Lorraine's heart, and finally, one day, things just clicked.
Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice that you were looking in my direction.
Oh, yes, I was. You just ordered the same exact lunch as me.
My name is George. I'm unemployed and I live with my parents.
I'm Victoria.
So by September 1975, the two of them were dating. Keep in mind that Lorraine had started only 4 months earlier. She wasted no time courting this child, or he wasted no time courting this child. I mean young lady. Lorraine and Bill dated for about a year before they got married in 1976. And during that 1 year period, they were getting to know each other, just like any other couple. And they did things like any other couple. For example, they went out to the movies quite often.
Du da drüben, komm hier rüber. Verdammt nochmal, das ist alles. Los, schnell, schnell, schnell.
I suppose the mid-70s version of Schindler's List wasn't a romantic movie. Anyways, Bill became more confident in their relationship. And like any good relationship, the lines of communication were open. They openly talked about their relationship and specifically his goal.
You know, I hate to brag, but I did win 11 straight gold gloves. I wouldn't have brought it up, but since you mentioned it.
I didn't mention it.
No, I won them anyway.
Well, so what? I mean, you played first base. I mean, they always put the worst player at first base. That's where they put me, and I stunk.
Lorraine, you don't know the first thing about first base.
Well, I know something about getting to first base. And I know you'll never be there.
Hey, I figured I've already been there. And I plan on rounding second tonight around 11 o'clock.
Well, I'd watch the third base coach if I were you, because I don't think he's waving you in. You know, I hate to say this, but I really think that we're hitting it off. Get it? Get it?
Oh dear.
At some point in their relationship, the big step was taken, and Bill professed his love for Lorraine, hoping to get it in return.
Stephen Roche scores from just inside the blue line. And the Devils take.
Well, you know, I could have actually gone.
So why didn't you?
Well, didn't want to break our date.
Oh, well.
Because I love you.
I'm hungry. Let's get something to eat.
That's not Lorraine. Never missed a meal.
Always food.
Sienna, I love you.
Yeah, I know. I heard you the first time.
Just confirm.
One more clip before we return back to Lorraine's career. They went out on a few dates, and Bill, you know, as you can see, Bill was probably getting a little impatient and frustrated. He knew if anything intimate was going to happen with Lorraine, he would have to make the first move.
Thank you. Thanks. You will not regret this. Okay, bye. Hey.
Hello?
So?
What?
Come on, how was your date?
Oh, the date. The date.
Yeah, how was it?
Interesting. Yeah. Let's see. How shall I put this?
Well, just put it.
He took it out.
He what?
He took it out.
He took what out?
It.
He took it out?
Yes, sirree, Bob.
He couldn't.
He did.
Well, you were involved in some sort of amorous...
No.
There you go.
You mean he just...
Yes. Quite.
There was no mistaking it? You were talking, you're having a pleasant conversation, and then all of a sudden...
Yeah.
It.
Out.
Out. Well, I can't believe this. I know Phil. He's a good friend of mine. We play softball together. How could this be?
Oh, it be. You got any other friends you want to set me up with?
Okay, so now back to Lorraine's career.
Oh, God.
Lorraine was very efficient and great at what she did. After moving around among 4 positions in her first year at Environment Canada, her career began to settle down around the time she and Bill got married back in 1976. At that time, she was the secretary for the Climatological Services Division in the Central Services Directorate for 5 years. Here, she worked directly for Glenn Bistro and then David Phillips as a Sky 2. We all know what the traditional role of a secretary is, so there's no need to get into detail to talk about what Lorraine did in this capacity. Lorraine possessed many characteristics of a great secretary. One in particular is her phone etiquette. She has such a pleasant telephone voice. She's always polite and able to screen calls for her boss very effectively and very articulately.
Hello?
Hello, I need to speak to Jerry.
It's you. We were just talking about you. Listen, Jerry doesn't want to talk to you. Nobody wants to talk to you. So why don't you just drop dead?
I am not suggesting that Lorraine was that harsh on her. Lorraine's reputation and skills moved her from the Sky 2 level in the Central Services Directorate to the Sky 3 level in the Canadian Climate Centre. In CCC, she was the secretary to the Director General. In fact, a series of Director Generals from 1980 to 1993. These DGs included Morley Thomas, Gordon McKay, Glenn McCullough, Pat Bender, Nancy Cutler.
Jim McCullough.
Did I say Dave?
Carry on.
Sorry, Jim McCullough, Pat Pender, Nancy Cutler, Howard Ferguson, Kirk Dawson, and David Grimes. I believe Morley Thomas interviewed Lorraine for the Sky 3 position, and he obviously liked what he saw, and he hired her. More was expected of Lorraine now that she was a Sky 3. She had a team of secretaries over which she had functional supervision. She worked with them and various others to produce the very best work they possibly could that would not embarrass their DG. She often found herself in the editor's role.
I think I got something here for the Angolese galoshes. Oh! It's tough keeping your feet dry when you're kicking in a stall.
You know, Eddie, that might be just a tad harsh for women's wear.
I'm not married to it.
In that case, why don't we take the phrase kicking in a skull and
In this position, not only was Lorraine tasked with taking messages and composing routine correspondence, she also reviewed correspondence written by others prior to submitting it to the DG for his or her signature. Besides the obligatory spelling check, Lorraine made sure all the correspondence properly reflected the essence and sentiment of the message.
What?
Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah, what is it?
It's nothing.
Tell me.
Well, I was just curious why you didn't use an exclamation point.
What are you talking about?
Well, see right here, you wrote Myra had the baby, but you didn't use an exclamation point.
So?
It's nothing. Forget it. You know, I just found it curious.
What's so curious about it?
Well, I mean, if one of your close friends had a baby and I left you a message about it, I would use an exclamation point.
Well, maybe I don't use my exclamation points as haphazardly as you do.
You don't think that someone having a baby warrants an exclamation point?
Hey, look, I just jotted down the message. I didn't know that I was required to capture the mood of each caller.
Just be a little more excited about a friend of mine having a baby.
Okay, I'm excited. I just don't happen to like exclamation points.
Well, you know, Jake, you should learn to use them. Like the way I'm talking right now, I would put exclamation points at the ends of all of these sentences. On this one and on that one.
Well, you can put one on this one. I'm leaving.
Apparently she did that at home too. Lorraine was quite content in this position. At home she was equally content. Lorraine and Bill had been married for 8 years before they had their first child, Sean. And in the following year, Eric was born. Naturally, Bill was excited at the prospect of being a father, and he beamed as he walked down the street.
Oh no!
I'm not sure what part of Thornhill that was in. After 14 years in CCC, again it was time to move on. In 1993, a career change took her to the Air Quality Research Division. It was at that time that Dimo and I had met Lorraine. Lorraine had spent 15 years in AQRD. About half that time was spent as the secretary to the director, Hans Spartan, then Keith Puckett, then Don McKay. And then she ventured into the world of financial administration as a CR4, working for me, Beth Klein, Krina Patel, and that was during the second half of the 15 years. By this point in Lorraine's career, the role of secretary had become second nature to her. She had done it for so many years, she always knew what to anticipate from her boss.
And then, assuming the strike is resolved, on April 14th, we play the Angels. So let's clear a floor at the Anaheim Hotel.
Anaheim Hotel. You may want to reconsider. I believe they only have room service until 10 p.m. and then it's only finger foods.
Maybe you're a wonder.
Okay, now I projected some of those figures for you regarding the switch to canola oil for the stadium popcorn, and surprisingly, it will only cost a ½ cent more per bag, so it is definitely doable.
You know, I have to tell you, I have never met anybody so efficient.
Well, thank you, I'm flattered.
You're just a marvel of organization.
Well, I'm just doing my job.
It's like I'm thinking of something and you're one step ahead of me.
What can I say? I'm good at what I do.
Do you know what I'm thinking about now?
Yes, I think I do.
Is it doable?
It's definitely doable.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to suggest that. Lorraine wasn't always the model employee. There were days, perhaps many days, when she didn't really know what to do, where she didn't really know what to do, or she just didn't feel like working.
That's right.
find you here.
Oh, huh?
God, I thought you would have taken the larger office.
Oh, really?
I guess I didn't make that clear when I hired you. So, where's that Penske file?
Yes.
Let's see what you've been up to all week.
Here it is.
What have you been doing all week?
Well, you missed the lovely little party that we had for Grace.
I haven't done anything with this.
Well, bear in mind, I am in the smaller office.
I'm not sure how often that happened. As a CR4 in air quality, she worked with her colleagues who explained to her the world of financial administration. And this training helped her qualify her for yet another promotion, and the last promotion she'd hold in the public service. In 2008, Lorraine moved from the Air Quality Research Division to the Business Policy Directorate as an AS1. All the experience she gained as a secretary and a financial administrative clerk were combined in this AS1 position. She graduated from being a minute taker to being a participant or even a leader at her meetings. It didn't take long for her to become a little too comfortable in the meetings.
Till this bastard over here says, let's call the sons of bitches, go visit them in New York.
We're certainly glad that you can make it.
I like your organization, George. We've been talking to a real friendly son of a bitch in the front office. Wilhelm, I think his name is.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Wilhelm, yeah.
He told us that George Costanza's going to be taking us bastards out on the town. I said, that son of a bitch doesn't know what he's got in store for him.
Finish your drink?
Oh, yeah, almost.
Let's get that bastard bring us another round, huh? You a big drinker, George?
Maybe not as much as this bastard.
Oh my God.
The real reason Lorraine wanted this position in business policy was not because it was a promotion with a higher salary, but because of the location of the office. Lorraine, her boss, Elaine Moores, and the rest of her group occupied the ADM's former office space. The decor was above average for this building. Plus, it had their own washroom. Lorraine looked forward to never having to deal with this problem ever again.
I can't believe this. What a dope. Excuse me. I'm sorry. This is kind of embarrassing, but there's no toilet paper over here. Are you talking to me? Yeah, I just forgot to check, so if you could spare some. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, I can't spare it. You can't spare it? No, there's not enough to spare. Well, I don't need much, just 3 squares will do it. I'm sorry, I don't have 3 squares now, if you don't mind. 3 squares? You can't spare 3 squares? No, I don't have a square to spare. I can't spare a square. Because if it's 2 ply, I'll take 1 ply. 1 ply. 1 puny little ply. I'll take 1 measly ply. Look, I don't have a square and I don't have a ply.
Oh my God.
When the time came to vacate this office area and move down the hall on the 3rd floor, where her office is right now, she was essentially forced to use the same washroom as everybody else. So I don't know how often she may have encountered that problem, but Lorraine was devastated. But the true reality of the situation was that as she was nearing retirement, the true reality of the situation was she was nearing retirement, so it really didn't matter too much. She learned to accept it. She knew that as one approaches retirement, one tends to take certain liberties. Lorraine was no different. She designed her office furniture in the office that she occupies right now to maximize her productivity.
Morning, George.
Morning, Mr. Wilhelm.
Lunch.
Lorraine's official retirement is this Friday. In her mind, she's already there.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, she might have been there for the past few years. I don't know. So she will no longer have to come here for her daily naps. So what will she do in retirement? Of course, she can spend all day, every day, at home, and both Lorraine and Bill can drive each other nuts. It's not too late. Actually, Lorraine used to do a little bit of acting before, so it's not too late for her to resume her acting career, whether it be perhaps in a music video.
Oh, sounds good.
Or perhaps acting for a greater purpose, or a more meaningful purpose.
So, what seems to be bothering you today, Mr. Kramer?
Well, I guess it started about 20 years ago when I got back from Vietnam. And this was the only friend I had left.
Hey, that's my cirrhosis. He's stealing my cirrhosis. You want to be sick? I'll make you sick.
Cirrhosis of the liver and PCP addiction?
Or she can spend all day dreaming about herself and her backup band. Thank you.
Thanks, Louis. Wasn't that great?
That's awesome. That's awesome, guys.
Camera nods.
Now, speaker's corner time. Lorraine, we have several speakers that would like to say some words. And they're from the law firm, the distinguished law firm of McCullough, McKay, and Melanie.
Woo!
So our first speaker is a distinguished former DG, whose son Dave carries on the McCullough name at EC. Please welcome Jim McCullough.
Thank you. I wonder if one of my partners, Lorraine might see one of my partners tomorrow to set up an application for a lawsuit for libel. I know that at least 65% of that wasn't the least bit true. I'd like to thank the organizers for asking me to come here. And most of my comments are going to be totally opposed to what you just saw. And they'll be addressed to Lorraine. I was wondering if you remembered what you were doing back in the spring of 1946. 1986.
Okay.
No,
When you came in, Jim?
you were probably getting ready to train a new DG.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Next.
Well, I think you did a pretty good job of it. Of course, I've been softened off by Susan and Annette
Yes.
over the 8 previous years.
Yes.
But we had a couple of good years there, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
I thought we were a great team.
We were a wonderful team.
We were. You did so many things right. You made sure that I didn't miss any telephone conversations or appointments or airports or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was great. You kept the office in good shape all the time. I think you must have known every secretary and clerk and most of their bosses too in the organization, because whenever I needed something, you knew exactly where to go and to get it for me.
It was a good organization.
It was. And I don't know whether it still is or not. I was noticing that you started 22 years after I started, and you're retiring 22 years after I retired.
Interesting.
And that made me think that I must be the blast from the past, because I didn't appear in any of the pictures on that cycle. But that's all right. I just wanted you to know that I enjoyed all the time. You were my secretary, and we were a good team.
Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
It's causing brightness. It's causing brightness problems.
Second speaker, someone I know very well and who I had the pleasure of working with for several years, and who raises the best lamb in Ontario. Please welcome Don McKay.
Well, thank you, Dimo, and it's a real pleasure to be here this evening to welcome Lorraine into the retirement group. I didn't think that, looking at her, she's too young to retire.
That's right.
I also want to thank Louis and Dimo for giving me the opportunity to say a few words. And Lorraine and I go back a long ways. I think we first encountered one another in the Climate Center, and with Morley Thomas and that, and with Jim there. I think I've had more jobs than Lorraine in moving around there. But you know, coming here tonight, this afternoon, I was thinking, and I get a long drive down from near Guelph. I was thinking about, well, you know, what can I say? You know, Lorraine and I have been working together, or worked together for a long time, and I look back at the career and I thought, well, you know, I've been a real fortunate guy, because not only Lorraine, but all the other people that I've had working with me and that. And you know, when you think back and you say your career, you wonder, and I certainly do, well, how did I get where I did? And I got where I did, not because of me, but the people I had working with me. And this, to see how many people that I really need to thank. I know it's your evening, Lorraine, and I'll get to you in a minute. all the people that I've worked with over the 33 years, you know, in the support staff and that. Would you stand up?
I'm standing.
Yeah, you know.
Come on, get up.
And I've been very fortunate, as I say. Did you see those people? Those are the people that worked with me and worked to help me to stay out of trouble. And I have to say that Lorraine was probably the best one to keep me out of trouble. As Jim says, you never missed a meeting. You never made sure, as Seinfeld said there, she was always correcting my grammar and my spelling, which was terrible. Thank God for spell check these days. And she was always making sure that I was on time for things, and I had the right reports, and I read the right reports, and that, and it was this fantastic that and I was very fortunate too. I got that at home. I was looked after well at home with my wife Barb, and I come to work and I was looked after real well by Lorraine. So I was a very fortunate individual. And I know Lorraine's mom is here today, and I just want to say you've got to be very, very proud.
We are.
You've got an excellent daughter, and you've got an excellent son-in-law as well, and two good grandsons.
Thank you.
Lorraine, as I say, it's been a pleasure all the years we've worked together. As I say, and the one thing that I did have, that we did always have good fun with, is French. As people know, I think I'd probably still be on French training if I hadn't retired. And when I come back from the training, Lorraine had said, you know, well, if you want to practice and that, and so I think we lasted, what, 2 minutes?
Yeah.
What would take me 2 minutes to talk to Lorraine about something took me 2.5 hours in French. but she bared with me, and right as the little Seinfeld argument show said about her telephone manner was just fantastic. She, knew if when I wanted to talk to somebody, knew how to be very, very polite and put me up, like Dawn's not here at the moment, and I'm and that. So, Lorraine, Bill, and your family, all the best in retirement. I can say that Barb and I, for the last 7 years that I've been retired from AS and MSC, have just been fantastic, and you'll enjoy that. Keep out of each other's hair. and all the best, and don't be strangers. Take care.
Very nice. Thank you, Don. Lastly, someone I've known for 10 years is Lorraine's best friend, and soon to be seen on The Amazing Race. Please welcome Melanie Kochman.
Expecting Lorraine to be standing beside me and holding my hand. I'm not much of a public speaker, but at the table I speak pretty good for myself. Lorraine and I have been best friends for 35 years. Wow. We met in this very room. We met in the fall of '74, back when that solarium was a balcony. She worked in material management and I worked in the ice reconnaissance division. We were part of a large group of kids, late teens to mid-20s, who had coffee and lunch breaks together. There was Lorraine and me, Doreen Rocco, Barb Bogues, Mary White, Jim Arnold, and of course, Bill Kingley. Who knew that the cafeteria had more than food on the menu? 4 years later, I became a stay-at-home mom, and Lorraine pursued her career and multitasked, raising Sean and Eric. We maintained our friendship, an enduring one that took us through many happy and sad life cycle experiences. Irv and I attended Lorraine's brother's bar mitzvah, and I was her maid of honor at their wedding. We even shared the same wedding gown. I still remember the song that was playing while we were driving to the chapel. Do you remember, Lorraine? No. Oh, God. It was Paul McCartney. Of course. It was The Long and Winding Road. That's right. And we burst out laughing. You asked, is this an omen? We shared Lorraine and Bill's happiness when Sean and Eric were born. We watched them grow into fine men. We celebrated parties, holidays. We introduced our parents to each other. And Lorraine makes the finest turkey. Any bird would be proud to give its life. I wish I had that picture of the turkey that you had emailed me.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, Lorraine dances regularly, loves karaoke, and plays the guitar. It's no surprise that she has talent, because her father was also musical. He often played at the Baycrest Terrace for the resident seniors. I know he'd be very proud of you today, and he would be thrilled if you would continue his legacy. How awesome is it that you and your father also share the same birthday? Another proud person is your mother, Helene. Is it a coincidence that both of you are American-born and married to Canadians and living in Toronto? Your mom is a great lady and knows how much she is loved and respected. In June of 2000, Lorraine called me and asked if I would be interested in working in air quality for 3 months. And this would be while Demo took a brief educational leave. Those 3 months have now turned into 10.5 years. This is not to imply that Demo's a slow learner, but merely an example of how opportunities evolve in the government. Oh God, am I glad
Where do you go? We missed that right over his head.
Oh, Demo, we're going to have to run this one back.
Talking about you.
Sorry. I missed that. It's okay, but it saved my life. Back in the 70s, oh, this is where I killed myself. Back in the 70s, my sister referred to Bill and Lorraine as the salt of the earth. We all know that that is truly a compliment. But my brother-in-law, who had just immigrated from Canada in 1972 with very poor English, never heard the expression salt of the earth. He said, yeah, I like them. They're earth people. So Bill, Lorraine, what you really don't know is that expression, that play on words stuck, and for 35 years, you're still known as the earth people.
Oh my God.
To me, you're the best friend in the universe. All right. All the best.
That was beautiful.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thanks, Melanie. That was great.
Do we have another tape?
We'd like to.
Why not?
Yes, go for it.
Why not? Well, you have to thank Julie for that. Thank you, Julie.
Coach.
Small enough that you won't run too far.
I have it.
Stay here for a moment because
I have it.
this is from me. Okay? Tomorrow's November 25th. Okay? My daughter Lisa was born on that day 32 years ago. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But 32 years ago tomorrow, 32 years ago tomorrow, you gave her this handmade blanket and initial, and you embroidered the initials ALK on the seam.
Whoa.
Being proud first-time parents, we always thought LK was for Lisa Kochman. It turned out to be Lorraine K. So, you made it. You made it. So with Lisa's permission, I'm returning it to you today, so it can become a family heirloom, and hopefully one day your grandchildren will enjoy it.
Hear that? Kids.
And thank you for enriching my life. You've been the best friend.
Quite.
Thanks, Mel.
That's a very nice speech you said here. Very good. Thank you.
This
Where's my Kleenex?
next
I
gift
get Kleenex.
is myself and Louis. We thought long and hard about what to buy, and it's something that Lorraine, we know that she enjoys doing, and now that you're retired, you can maybe start up full time, maybe make a career out of it using this. So, without further ado, Louis, you can come up here.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, come on.
This is a spectrometer. It's not a guitar.
You can't be serious.
Lorraine, the bottle of wine.
Yes. Love you guys.
We hope you like it. It comes with lessons from Keith Richards. He said that the day he stops drinking, smoking, and doing drugs, then he'll give you lessons. So don't hold your breath, okay?
Lorraine.
One more back there.
Yeah, Lorraine at the back.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh,
How about a little pose, Lorraine?
oh my goodness. Beautiful.
Oh my God.
So enjoy it.
Lorraine, play something now.
Yeah, like your mom said. Come on, Lorraine.
Come on. We'll sing, we'll dance. We'll eat some schnapps.
Well, we hope you have many hours of use of it.
That's beautiful.
Lorraine, there's someone here who really wishes they could have been here, but who couldn't, but who gave Louis and I a task to complete, which we were only too happy to do. He couldn't say enough of what he thought about you and how much you meant to him, and I know you feel the same way about him. So here are a dozen roses and a card from Morley Thomas. He couldn't say enough about you, Lorraine. Look over there.
My Lord. My goodness.
Well, you deserve it.
I told you, you got some other to be proud of.
That's it for that part. Okay. So now, I'd like to say, before we turn things over to Lorraine, so get ready, Laura. You're going to be up soon. Before we turn things over to Lorraine, Louis and I would like to acknowledge and thank several people without whose help we couldn't have put this party together. They are Bill Sukloff, Bernice Rand-Marine, Annette Mediati, Tina Arbuckle, Debbie Gratani, Syed Ali, Carol Belfleur, Sean Keeley, Sam Canestraro, Kirshan and Sohaib from CIOB. Well, they saved the presentation, right? Selvin Williams, Jim McCullough, Don McKay, and Melanie, obviously. The band, Bruce Button, Duncan White, Fred Dorfer, Randy Alexi, and Bob Balaki, also known as Dr. Robert. And finally, obviously Lorraine herself. Because if she hadn't walked through the doors of this building 36 years ago, we wouldn't be here 36 years later, celebrating with her, right? So, anyway, without further ado, Laura, I know you've been rehearsing the speech for 36 years, or 37, whatever it is. Let's give it up for Lorraine K.
Okay. I wish the speech was funny, but it's not. Thank you all for coming tonight. Wow. I'm really speechless. Without speech, you know. You've heard that before. Already this retirement speech is longer than Armand Gadenzi's retirement speech. You remember that one? Okay. I know many of you have kids to pick up, so I won't keep you too long, but I hope you guys can stay and listen to the music that I'm assuming we're going to hear later. Okay. When I walked into this building in 1974, I was 19 years old. 19. There's been so much change over the past 36 years. Technology, history, fashion. Skirts were short, long, and short again. Underwear became overwear. Hair has come, gone, been big, cropped, technicolored, bleached, extended, dreadlocked, curled, and straightened. So is mine. What about the changes in the building? The solarium, that was an addition.
Another solarium?
Finance was on the first floor, then it moved to the basement, now it's on the fourth floor. Records management, that used to be in the basement. Adma's office, gone. Who remembers the free shelf? Didn't need a requisition to order a pen at that time, gone. The nurse's office, gone. Charlie the cleaner, gone. And so working here has definitely taught me that change is inevitable, except from vending machines. Anyway, there's always something doing here at EC. Talent shows and Christmas parties, weddings and baby showers, weather contests, weather calendars, and environmental cleanups. There's library introductions, United Way celebrations, fashion shows and cultural celebrations, and blood donor clinics. It's a wonder anyone has time for all the meetings we seem to be constantly going to. But all these functions are what keeps us meeting new people and acquiring new skills. By the way, do all of you realize there is a fitness room in the building? I've always tried to encourage people to use it. You can't beat the membership fees, it's free. So I guess I will miss being super busy, but most of all, I will miss my friends, the new ones, the old ones, and the retired ones, and the ones I exercised with and attempted to play some tunes with. I'd like to thank my right-hand girl, Melanie, who's been with me through thick and thin. Thank you for the beautiful speech.
My pleasure.
I'd like to thank my family for being here to celebrate with me. There's my husband, Bill, who worked here for 25 years. I'd like to thank my kids for being here, Sean and Eric. And Sean, thank you for doing the video. And I'm very grateful that my beautiful mom is here to see me retire.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank all the wonderful bosses I've had in the past. Morley Thomas, who sent me those beautiful flowers. Pat Pender, Nancy Cutler, Jim McCullough, thank you for the beautiful speech, Jim. Howard Ferguson, Kirk Dawson, Hans Martin, Don McKay, where are you? You're the best. Krina Patel, Louis Gritani, Carol Belfleur, and last of all, but not least, Elaine Moores. I hope I remembered all of them. I have many good memories from my time spent here. Many memories are from the Canadian Climate Centre, where I spent 12 wonderful years with Luann Hodes, Maria Shenzi, Marilyn Lemaire, Rosanna Onofrio, and of course Mike Malone, for those of you that remember him. Thanks to all of you who could come today. I'll never forget when Mike Malone picked up a pizza across the street from the restaurant at De Pepe's. I think some of you remember that. He came back carrying the pizza under his arm like this. No toppings were left on that pizza, let me tell you. Anyway, I spent 15 wonderful years in air quality, where more often than not, the work was very stressful. But at the same time, I had many laughs with my Seinfeld buddies, Louis, Demo, and Manuel. Whenever work got too crazy, you guys always got me laughing. And I gotta say it, air quality people, you rock. And finally, I worked for QMO with Elaine Moores and Eric Bueller. You guys were wonderful to me. Thank you for all your support. We had some good giggles there between the audits. And by the way, Elaine told me she did send an invitation out to Sir Paul to attend my retirement party. Well, Elaine, I don't see him in the crowd. You told me you had connections.
He's waiting for you at home.
Thank you. Finally, I'd like to say a special thank you to Louis and Demo, who organized and made this wonderful party happen. I had no idea how wonderful it would be. Exactly. Please, wrap it up. You guys are like brothers to me. Amazing. Thank you so much. I'm sure others had a hand in this party. Bill Sukloff, Gil Thody, Judy Ann Smith. I'm sure there's others. I'll find out later. I'd like to thank all of you who took the time to come and share this special day with me. I hope that during our years together, I was able to help you with your work or make your day sunnier somehow. Thank you for your beautiful speeches and kind words and gifts. Enjoy the party. I will really miss this place, and I hope I passed the audition.
Thank you, Lorraine. That was great. So now, we'd like to ask Lorraine and her family to go to where the cake is, and we're going to cut some cake, and then we're going to start the concert shortly after that. So have a piece of cake, and there's so much food left. Have some food, have some drink, and then we're going to get the concert started. Thanks a lot.
You gotta get that. Hey, Dad, are you gonna cry when we get home and Paul's not there?
Am I gonna cry when?
When we get home and Paul's not there.
No, we saw him a couple months ago.
I think it would mean more to him than it would to Mom. So.
Didn't we? How are you, Sam?
Yes, honey,
How are you? Congratulations.
Eric?
Anyways, I really enjoyed working with you. Nice party, yeah? Beautiful.
Why won't you get one?
Huh?
Why won't you get one?
What?
You just said you.
Oh, your mother. She said there would never be a party for her because no one would be here. Remember her? She's on for you.
Eric, I just want to hear what you think of the speech. That's all.
Which one? The whole thing?
The whole thing, yeah.
Because there were many parts in it, you know. I like to categorize, so I'd say I like the part with everybody. That was great.
Oh man, everyone's gonna wonder what the hell you said because there's no way this thing can hear you over the crowd.
Well, it's good. I like to remain anonymous a lot of the time. So
Understandable. I'll let you go.
Oh my goodness. This is the most gorgeous cake I've ever seen. 60 even ones, Bill?
Are you getting this one?
Yeah.
Bill gets the corner piece, I know Bill.
How come you're doing all
Mom, brandish that knife. Very good, very good. You may continue. Plate.
No, I haven't looked. Oh, wow. My brother and I were so long shy. I think we go in the middle, but really.
This is the most important part.
Because I know that my husband's never really freaking out. So Dave, you're not I got the back.
We used to get the stuff from State Claus, like for the
Hold on, I want to see what it looks like. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Wow. Oh. Has a sign on it, right? And you have to have a piece.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you have to have a bigger piece than.
You have to have the biggest one.
She's not going to want to have any.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Mom, you're not going to be off the treadmill for a week.
Exercise.
Mark, John's right behind you, and he's going to have a piece of cake.
I'll pass the cake, but I gotta run.
Okay, let's just...
I'm sorry.
Melanie,
Yes.
if she eats that, she's going to be on the treadmill 24/7 for a week.
I know that.
Drink something else. Take care, all the best.
I'll have to take off the pic of my daughter. So do I get your information from Melanie?
Melanie's got that.
That is like Jeremy Irons. Mine looks like a very powerful.
All this talk of solariums and nobody giggled at the reference.
Just go stand over by the post and sweep. Do
Another solarium?
Do a sweep.
That's a solarium.
Yeah. Oh. Anyway, I guess I'm a little better at remembering Seinfeld references.
I have to eat something. Yes, go ahead.
Remember when George was taking Susan's parents to his place in the Hamptons?
The fake place.
The fake place in the Hamptons with the two solariums.
Two solariums and two horses. Snoopy and Prickly Pete.
There you go.
Snoopy and Prickly Pete.
Who's wondering who's going to
Well,
first?
That's right.
Oh, thank you.
You know, we're saving up for your retirement.
Hey.
You know, thank you. I do now. Thank you. You stayed up some cake. I say. I got time there.
Sorry. picture. Hello. All the short people. All the short people. At least we see eye to eye. I love it. I'm not checking the shirt, like everyone. Well, like.
Okay, we're gonna. Okay, come on now.
For the lottery.
Oh, okay.
Lottery.
Thank you. Gotcha.
Tomorrow I give you lottery.
Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Great speeches.
Yeah,
Great.
Thank you. I think the Seinfeld presentation went on a bit too long.
No. You can't get enough Seinfeld.
And that's exactly my sentiment as well. But, you can never turn away a little humor.
No.
And it's all in fun, too.
Let's do this.
Yes, you know, and he's pretty, you know. I can speak to him on the telephone. Yeah, you did it? I mean, far away, right? This is me and Salvador. I remember the whole thing changed, eh?
That's what I had when because I started when I was 17. But a lot of good it did me because after you were 35, you didn't pay attention.
Well,
I was 1% for the
I'm almost out of time. So, what do I really have to say? Thanks for getting me into a suit, Mom. Happy retirement, and serenity now.